also the growth in the premium beer market. So we've seen growth of pale ale and sparkling ale outside of South Australia, so predominantly in the premium beer market, because those beers are a bit more expensive outside of South Australia. This graph just shows how the proportion of spending on the established brands like VB, 4X Gold and Tooheys New has declined, and instead the Foster's and Lion Nathan are spending more on their differentiated products, namely those new low-carb beers, Pure Blonde and Hahn Super Dry. And here, again, it's retail advertising as opposed to consumer advertising, but it shows Foster's spending over a period of time of 3 years, and their share of the amount that they're spending on retail advertising for promotional purposes and their performance in the marketplace. And I think subject to a little bit of a lag, you can see some correspondence there between the amount they're spending and the growth that they're achieving in their products. But of course, just to reiterate, this is retail advertising or on price promotion. This is some work I just wanted to mention. We have Synovate research done on a quarterly basis. So this is brand health research that Synovate does for us. We have 500 beer drinkers surveyed every 3 months, and clearly we're trying to assess the value of our spend on advertising and looking for improvements in our brand equity scores. This is just a little bit of data that we've got from out of the last 3 surveys that we've done. So since that significant shock in the global markets in September last year. So these 3 surveys have been done subsequently, and the results are that just a few salient points here. Advertising awareness for certain products has gone down, which would, one would presume, correspond to actual decreases in spending on advertising for the products there, Beck, Stella, Carlsberg and VB, so significant reductions in advertising awareness, and some corresponding, I think, reduction in first mentioned awareness of those products, so in particular Beck, Stella and Carlsberg. Against that, VB, where there'd been a reduction in advertising awareness of 35%, hasn't gone down so much, and certainly Synovate say that in their view, spending on established products can be diminished for a period of time without much harm being done to awareness. But obviously for the premium brands, which still are in the process of being promoted and gaining consumer awareness, a reduction in advertising does seem to result in, just from this survey, these surveys anyway, a reduction in first mentioned awareness. Against that, you can see Pure Blonde and James Bow, probably not much reduction in spending. We know that Foster's and Lion Nathan have been spending quite a lot on promoting those products, and significant jumps up, increases in first mentioned awareness of those 2 products. So there's a lot of other data with this, but I just tried to pull out a few salient ones there, which I think tend to show the trend that for those products that do need to be promoted, spending on advertising seems to result in increased awareness, and vice versa, the products which are, where there's been a reduction in spending, the first mentioned awareness has gone down. So why choose Coopers? The importance of advertising, well, you've probably heard this over and over again in the earlier sessions. I mean, clearly we're trying to be relevant to our consumers. We're trying to engage their interest and trying to be aspirational. We're trying to create a point of difference. And I think in our case, we think that there is quite a strong relationship with Coopers in South Australia in particular, but also elsewhere in terms of a belonging with the company, a sense of belonging with the company. So these are the things we're trying to promote with the assistance of KWP. And just a few gratuitous slides of some of the ads that KWP have put together for us. Love Handles was a very popular one for us, and didn't need to put that one in. Dark Side of the Family, and this was a good one. Maxwell, former chairman of the company, has been in a couple of our ads, also on the dark side of the family, but here with this quote as well. And before I leave that, I just put the picture of the world up because export is important to us in terms of we do use export to try and promote the product to give us better credibility, and we tend to emphasise that through PR. So Corporate Conversations, who have been doing our PR now for several years, get a lot of good spots in the press for us with export activity. I always mention that when I finished the job of building the brewery, we got an article in the Advertiser, which was about a quarter-page article about the new brewery, and it cost us $40 million to build the new brewery. And then a few weeks later, Corporate Conversations, or Strategic PR as it was then, got a similar size article in the newspaper for us selling 600 cartons of beer to Chile. And, 600 cartons of beer we'd spit off the line in about 10 minutes. So it's staggering how much impression export effort will create in terms of media awareness, so in terms of PR. So it is good to keep the effort up on the export side, if not for making much bottom line impact for the company, but just in terms of us gaining credibility for the product. And another thing that we got, both KWP and Corporate Conversations helped us with, was the whole Lion Nathan takeover bid, which we sustained in 2005. The community engagement was tremendous as we fought off Lion Nathan successfully, trying to buy us back then in 2005, and of course we like the fact that we can get some good strategic advertising out very quickly to take advantage of those situations. And I won't go into the whole story of the Lion Nathan takeover battle, but we were well supported by the community and our shareholders, by the shareholders as represented by the vote that we finally had in December of 2005, where it was 93% to bid under 7% in favour of removing the Lion Nathan articles from our constitution, which effectively put an end to the bid. But I really wanted to bring up this part of our history because of the importance that we felt the whole thing gave us in terms of media, community awareness and community engagement. And I, for one, was being stopped in the street by people who were saying, don't let the bastards get you, keep up the fight and keep on going. So a lot of good publicity and awareness through Australia, but in particular good support in South Australia. And of course this was timely at the time. There'd been a deluge and Moby Dick, which was part of the Lion Nathan display outside of South Australian Brewing, went down the Torrens, and there were some viral alternatives to this particular ad, which included if you're a whale owned by a Japanese-controlled brewery, you wouldn't want to hang around either. But some funny ads there from KD.